Oh my gosh. I know a lot of people that aren't going to let me live this down for saying this. But I've already told people are pissed. They're really upset at me. And they're like, how dare you like The Hobbit more than Lord of the Rings? What the heck is wrong with you? So I figured I might as well just explain why I like them better. Pretty much, the one thing that separates The Hobbit from Lord of the Rings, in my opinion, is the adventure and fun element. The aspect of both an adventure and being fun. It's because Lord of the Rings. Now this is all personal preference. Both of these I can't talk right now. Both of these movies, they do what they're trying. They convey what they're trying to do very well. The Hobbit's supposed to be a childlike story, a kid-like story meant for kids, but at a more adult level. And the Hobbit's, then the Lord of the Rings is supposed to be a serious, gritty movie that's real dark and serious. If you like dark and serious, and I mean like really serious, this film honestly takes the Lord of the Rings takes itself a little too seriously. Because I honestly couldn't take it anymore. I was like, no more. There's nothing fun in this except for a few scenes with a few characters and the one battle scene or the 3 battle scenes. Because nothing in Lord of the Rings shouts fun. It's serious. There's not one moment where any character can breathe and just be a character. There's no time for being goofy. Even if there's in each movie, there's like 1 or 2 lines spewed out from Gimli that are funny in a sense, but they don't really do anything aside from show off Gimli's character. Nobody in these movies, I think, has an actual character. No, because they all are just, I don't know how to describe it, but they just seem so blandly written. If this is a fault on Tolkien, I'm sorry. If I make some references towards Tolkien, the writer, I haven't read the book, so people can talk bad about Tolkien. Okay, it's not like you're talking trash about Jesus or anything. He's a writer. Like, even people that I like Steven Spielberg, I love that director. I talk trash about him all the time. I acknowledge everything he does wrong. Tolkien, if this is how the characters are written, he wrote them really boring. And cheesy, too. Not the funny cheesy, but just annoyingly cheesy. I mean, there's some dialogue within this movie that's between Sam and Frodo. I swear they're gay. Honest to God. I'm not saying that's bad. I have nothing towards gays, okay? I have nothing towards them. Nothing. I don't. But they're trying to convey this sense of friendship, but it comes across more of like lust and romance. Like it doesn't come across as like a friend trying to help a friend. No, it seems more like a friend trying to help out a romantic partner. Sorry, but it's true. And there's also few cheesy lines with Gimli, like where he's talking about how dwarf women are mistaken for dwarf men or some stuff like that. I don't know. There's a drink-off scene, which is actually funny. That was actually the one moment in the Lord of the Rings film that was like, that's actually really funny. There's a drink-off scene between Gimli and Legolas, and Gimli's not that funny in it, but Legolas is. His reaction to, like, there's a tingling in my fingers. I think it's affecting me. That was hilarious. I love that line. Gimli's just over there. He's stupid. He's just acting dumb. He's Tweedledee and Tweedledum from Alice in Wonderland. He's just there for comedic foils, and so it's Gimli doesn't really serve a point in the movie. He has no real need to exist. I feel like you could have swapped him out with any other dwarf from the Hobbit films, and I know that's weird saying how they're a prequel and they came out later from Lord of the Rings, but you could have swapped him out with any of the other dwarves. And hell, I would love to see Thorin in these movies. If Thorin was in this movie, would that make these movies a whole lot better? I mean, oh my god, I think that would make these movies a million times better. But again, these films came out first, so can't really say that about it, so I acknowledge that. And Now, moving on to the adventure aspect of The Hobbit versus Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit takes time to develop characters along the adventure. Lord of the Rings is just strictly characters say where they're going, they go there. It's boring. It doesn't feel like... I don't know. I'm tired right now, so maybe the way I'm wording it is making it sound a little bit weird. It's making it sound a whole lot of weird. But it just... Lord of the Rings is just say and do. It's just, okay, we have to go there, we go there. There's never a moment for the characters to breathe and be characters. The Hobbit, there is. You got the dinner scene at the beginning of The Hobbit. That was great. You got the scene when they're camping out on the mountain and Balin's telling the story of Thorin and how he faced Azog. That was great. You got, what was that scene in Desolations? Oh my gosh. It's somewhere where they're in the mountain and they're, oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on it. It's not a good sign when I'm defending the movie and I blank on it. Oh my god. Okay, but I guarantee you, there are a lot more moments where the characters in The Hobbit can just breathe. They just relax in the middle of the movie, and they're just like, you know what? Okay, this is our main goal. This is our main goal, but we're just going to relax our mind, and we're just going to take a break. Because that's what you need to do when you do these movies. You need to take a break. I don't like sitting in a seat for 3.5 hours and just being... action, 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 action. I don't like that. Breathe. Do you honestly go anywhere, like on vacation, and just think, okay, no, that's a bad example. Sorry. That was going to be a terrible example. Let's say you're studying for a test, okay? Do you honestly, 24/7, think directly on the test? Or do you just say, you know what, yes, that is a goal. We're going to focus on getting to that goal, but we're going to take a break here and there. We're just going to relax, because you know what? We got time. There's no rush. There is a rush because there's a due date, but we got time in between. We can spare, we're on good time. We can make it. Which one would you rather do? Do straight studying for 24/7, or be able to say, hey, you know, we got time, let's take a couple minutes of break. Let's just take a few seconds to take a breather and relax. That's what the Hobbit films do that Lord of the Rings doesn't. I mean, yeah, Lord of the Rings doesn't... It's just go. It goes. It does not stop. Hate that in a movie. I hate that. It's so much. Okay, so another thing that separates The Hobbit from Lord of the Rings, the scenery. And I know a lot of people complain, oh, there's too much CGI in The Hobbit. And yes, I acknowledge there's way too much in it. But it does create these environments, these colorful environments. The environments Lord of the Rings created, a couple of them are colorful, but most of them are gray, white, black, or brown. There's no real variation in color. It's boring to look at. The Hobbit had greens and blues and reds and yellow and orange. It was beautiful to look at. Lord of the Rings was dull. It's honest. It looks dull. It was boring to watch. Nothing about it seemed creative. You don't really get to explore the world that much. You only go to a few certain places, but you don't really explore the world. I mean, in The Hobbit, you clearly went to different places. Like, you went through the forest, you went through Mordor, you went through Erebor, you went through Dale, you went through Lake Town, you went through all these other actually, they do that a couple of times in Lord of the Rings, but not as much as The Hobbit, where you really get a sense of, okay, this is a real, believable world. This place has political figures. This place has political issues. That land, that's very realistic to our world. Nothing in Lord of the Rings feels grounded, and I know that's weird to say, but nothing. It just didn't feel grounded. And being that the Lord of the Rings takes place in Middle Earth, a made-up world, in a made-up time area, in a made-up universe, and there are wizards and dwarves and elves and all that stuff, I get it. It's going to be distant from reality. But we have to be able to connect with something throughout the film. Here, there's nothing. The Hobbit, you got, like, Lake Town, you got other people, you got, like, various locations that are similar to our world, and yet still very creative. You got the goblin tunnels, you got the forest with spiders, you got the mountain, you got the city, you got the lake town, you got all this stuff. In the Lord of the Rings, you get cities, you get towns. That's it. You don't get another sense of the world. And yeah, you go to Rivendell, you go to another elf location. That's it. You don't go anywhere else. And if you do go somewhere else, you go into a cave. That's only where you go. You either go towards a city, an elf town, or a cave. That's it. In Hobbit, you go more places. I'm just going to leave it at that. You go more places. And the characters in The Hobbit, better than Lord of the Rings. I cannot tell you what a bore all these actors were, honestly. Aside from Ian McKellen, Elijah Wood, and Orlando Bloom, and Ian McKellen, Elijah Wood, and Orlando Bloom. Those were the only enjoyable actors. The rest were boring. None of their I didn't care what their characters were going through. I was like, you know what? Those two are annoying. Let them die. I'm tired of them. Gandalf was right. He's a fool of a took. Kill him. Just get rid of him. I hate him. I hate Pippin. Sorry. Sorry for all you Pippin lovers out there. Sorry. But you also got, like, Sam, who shows no emotion throughout the entire scene. Throughout the entire movies, he only cries. That's his only sign of emotion. The rest, he's just like, Mr. Frodo, I'll help you. Don't worry, I'm by your side, 100%. And the only other time he shows emotion is when he's, like, tearing up. That's it. Aside from that, no emotion whatsoever. Gimli, fuck if I know anything about Gimli. I know nothing about him. I have no idea what he likes, what he dislikes, what his background is. I know who his father is. That's it. And I know he likes to drink a lot, and that's it. I know nothing else about him. I honestly don't. Maybe I missed something with all these guys, but they're just all boring. I do not like watching them. They are boring and annoying. The Hobbit, I understand every character. I know who Balin is. I know who Glóin is. I know who Nori is. I know who Ori is. I know who Dori is. I know who Dwalin is. I know who Thorin is. I know all those dwarves. And I like all the actors. I like Martin Freeman as Bilbo Baggins. I love Martin Freeman. I love Ian McKellen as Gandalf. I love Hugo Weaving as Elrond. I like Christopher Lee, I believe his name is, for Saruman. And I know he plays the same character here. It doesn't translate the same. I don't think so. Maybe he's better in Lord of the Rings, honestly. So there's one point to Lord of the Rings. They did get the character of Saruman right. And the actor who played Thorin and Balin and all those dwarves, I loved them. I only like 3 characters from the Lord of the Rings and the actors. That's it. I didn't like anything else about the characters or anything. So overall, I hope that all made sense. I honestly do, but when I say that I like The Hobbit over Lord of the Rings, I don't mean the Lord of the Rings are a bad set of films. I don't. They're good. They're solid. They're okay. But I just think The Hobbit improved upon things that Lord of the Rings never did. It never felt believable. It never gave me likable characters. It never gave me a coherent story. The pacing was really off everywhere. The camera zipped around too much. I forgot who characters were. I forgot what characters were where. I forgot everything. One great battle scene at Helm's Deep gave me Gollum scenes and gave me Treebeard scenes, and it gave me the Gandalf fighting the devil or Balrog scene. It gave me Legolas fighting the elephant. That's it. 5 scenes that I liked. But I just prefer the Hobbit films because they are more enjoyable to me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm missing something, but as of right now, The Hobbit is the winner of who's better, The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. Hobbit wins, hands down. Best adventure trilogy ever, in my opinion. Adventure trilogy. Toy Story is still my favorite trilogy. So yeah, I hope I successfully pissed most of you off out there by saying The Hobbit is my favorite. And if you agree with me or disagree with me, I would love to hear it in the comment section. So please leave a comment below if you can, and just explain why you believe Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit is the better trilogy. Please. And I look forward to reading some of those if you do. So, Hobbit, better trilogy. Lord of the Rings, not that good. So, bye.